My name is Karen Carruthers. I just turned 56, and I was born in Keokuk, Iowa. We were adopted at the age of 5 with a church family. Our mom taught Sunday school, sang in the choir, and my foster dad was an alcoholic. My birth mother's name was Laverne. She was also an alcoholic. We were home a lot. We got to get up and get ourselves to kindergarten. I remember that. Well, then they sent us home because our clothes didn't match. Yeah, and he was a big man, big. He beat her and beat her and beat her. That's why he beat her up so bad and stuff, so she couldn't make any money. I know what happened because she didn't give him the money. She kept the money. And that's when he broke her jaw and set her on. We had an electric stove. He got the biggest burner, red hot as it could get, stripped her naked and set her on there. Talk about screaming and stink.
You watched that?
I called the police. He took off, but she ended up going in a hospital. And he tried to molest us too. Well, I didn't go for it. I don't know if he ever got Kathy, but I know he didn't get me. Well, then they found out, what was going on, and they did this. You know how they used to check for your spine, check your spine. Well, the guy that my mom married beat me with a razor strap. They couldn't touch my back. Well, then they lifted up my shirt. They got the state involved in that one.
So this is when you were in kindergarten still?
Right. She didn't have to, but our foster parents decided that we were staying with him every weekend and going to church and singing, and so they just asked her if she'd go ahead and let him keep us, and she did. Our foster dad molested us too, so my mom wouldn't believe us when we told her. She wouldn't believe it. Why would you make up something like that? It hurt my heart. It's like, Mom, I'm not going to make up stuff like this. I told our foster mom. She's the same way. Don't you say things like that about your dad. Well, it was true. I left at 16. I got married the same year I graduated. His name was Roger Justice. He's from Cahokia, Missouri. Well, I didn't know that. I mean, we knew each other, but I didn't realize what he was into. He was dealing drugs, and I didn't know that. Then he ended up, we never could have kids. I wanted a child really bad. Well, I found out. I went and got tested and everything, and it was because of him doing all the drugs. That's what was wrong. So he quit doing his drugs. He got remarried. They've got a little boy. So I fell down 23 stairs in rain. It was painted wooden steps, and I was taking the garbage out. I made the first step, and that's it. I was already going through labor, but they induced labor to see if they could save her, but they couldn't. I was 6.5 months pregnant. I made it, but she didn't. Her name was Caressa Lee. I had a boyfriend, and I was working, and he was into drugs too. I came home, and he'd spray painted all my walls with vulgar things. So they ended up evicting me. That's how I ended up homeless. I was sleeping in my car. I camped in this area at least 7 years, off and on, from campsite to campsite. Coming down here by myself in the dark scared me, especially in the snow, because if I fell, I didn't have anybody to help me. Thank God for Joppa, for the heaters and the propane, because otherwise it was pretty cold. It's an answered prayer. It's nice to be able to look out the window, actually take trash to the dumpster instead of having to burn it. The aftercare, I've met some very, very, very nice people. Made a lot of good friends through Joppa. And people they're so kind-hearted. I'm not used to that, you know. Anything you need, or you know, it doesn't hurt to ask. I'm happy to be alive, and I'm glad God gave me the chance to keep on keeping on. I'm very thankful for that. And for Joppa and 2 friends.